Hello, I'm Mr. Neons and Season 3 is live, and so is the patch notes. So we are gonna have a look. System has been reset. Watch the trailer. I ain't gonna watch that right now. Join the World Tour. This is where all the contestants gather to reach for stardom. In the World Tour, you'll compete to climb the ladder from bronze to gold and beyond. Season 3 will focus on cash-out tournaments of 24 players in 2 to 3 week tournament cycles. Okay? The top 5 players will be on the front page of the World Tour, so check the leaderboard often. We'll kick off the season with the NGMO Open, the first stop on the World Tour. This event features traditional cash out across 3 maps, including the new Kyoto 1568 arena. The World Tour is your oyster, contestants. How will you open it? By blowing it up. Explore Kyoto 1568. So this is basically the new map in Season 3, if you haven't seen it already. It is 16th century Kyoto in Japan. Very, very cool. Rank up in Terminal Attack. The new rank mode for Season 3 is Terminal Attack. Players attack and defend a terminal in this robust and exciting ranked mode by delivering a decryption key. The 5v5 mode creates close, competitive head-to-head matches. On top of that, we've revamped the ranked system to better measure skill and have introduced rank score points so you can track your progress much more easily. Nice. Then we have the Battle Pass. 96 rewards in total, 26 for free, with 1575 multi-bucks to be unlocked in total. There are 10 extra rewards for the overachievers, spanning 2 bonus pages which can only be earned through XP. This season's Battle Pass features prizes inspired by the history and pop culture of Japan. Then we have the new weapons. We have the recurve bow for the light class. We have the dual blades for the medium class. Then we have the spear for the heavy class. For new tools or new gadgets, if you will, we have the thermal bore. It's a long range, high cooldown tactical breaching gadget. And the new specialization in Season 3 is for the heavy class, which is the winch claw. It launches a chain that pulls objects or enemies toward you, briefly stunning them, making it a perfect companion to the new spear. Requires tactical use, accuracy, and skill. It is very good, but it's also very fun to use. Complete the career circuit. This season, a whole new career circuit is available with challenges that unlock over time and through fulfilling contracts. With these advanced challenges, you can earn XP toward the Battle Pass throughout the whole season. We have an action-packed season full of fun rewards, amazing cosmetics, and so much more. We're introducing text chat so you can chat with your team. It's in the early stages, but give it a try. We have also added a dedicated spectator spot to the private matches for better matches and private tournaments. All right. Dude, this is a... look at this, man. It's like reading Lord of the Rings, man. Let's jump into the balance changes. Builds. The light class. Decreased health regeneration delay from 10 seconds to 7 seconds, meaning health starts regenning sooner. Does not imply in the terminal attack game mode. Interesting. So this is a change that a lot of people have been wanting for quite some time. It is interesting that they don't apply it to terminal attack, but let's see. There's a dev note here. The dynamics of terminal attack mode with its limited health regen up to 100 HP means that the light archetype with their precise and high DPS weapons can be very effective later in the rounds. For that reason, we've chosen not to extend these new health regen rules to terminal attack for now. We'll monitor these changes closely as the season develops and adjust where needed. So they are open to changing this, but for now the new health regeneration time does not apply to terminal attack, but it does apply to every other mode, I guess. Medium. Decreased health regeneration delay from 10 seconds to 9 seconds, meaning health starts regenerating sooner. Does not apply in terminal attack. Right, so it's 1 second shorter. Hey, every second counts. Healing beam has been replaced with guardian turret as the default medium specialization. Defibrillator has been replaced with glitch trap as one of the default medium gadgets. Dev note: as terminal attack becomes the ranked mode, we want to make sure new players have a loadout that works in all modes. Healing focused items are still available. So yeah. Specialization: Goo Gun. Getting hit by goo will now block movement specializations such as evasive dash, except charge and slam. Okay, they have already nerfed the winch claw. It was very powerful, to be honest, in the preview event. So they decreased the max range from 20 meters to 17 meters, increased cooldown when missing targets from 6 seconds to 7 seconds, increased cooldown when hitting carriables or teammates' statues from 6 seconds to 7 seconds. And they also increased the cooldown when hitting players' cash-out stations or terminals from 12 to 14 seconds. Now, the winch claw is an interesting specialization for the heavy class. I bet a lot of people are going to run it, especially now in the beginning, of course. It is a super fun specialization. It is very, very powerful though, so we'll just have to wait and see how this all turns out in the long run, you know. Gadgets, breach, charge, increased ammo count from 1 to 2, so you have an extra charge. Increased cooldown from 15 seconds to 26 seconds. Decreased player damage from 200 to 80. Data Reshaper. This is a really good change in my opinion. I've been wanting this. So they've increased the ammo count from 1 to 2, meaning you can use it twice now. They've also increased the cooldown from 15 to 26 seconds. Just so you know, you also have 2 charges in terminal attack. I saw it in the preview event. Great news, man. If you haven't tried the Data Reshaper, it was very good in terminal attack in Season 2. So I highly recommend you try the Data Reshaper if you play as the medium. Because, yeah, you can just basically delete turrets. Gas Grenade, increased radius from 4.5 meters to 5 meters, so the area is a bit bigger. Glitch Trap, item rework. Glitch Trap is no longer a proximity detonation device. Glitch Trap now has a line of sight application. If an enemy player stands within range and in line of sight to the trap, it will attach a tether to them. Tethered players have the glitch effect applied to them, preventing them from using specializations and gadgets and disrupting their HUD. Players will need to break the line of sight to the trap, destroy it, or get out of range of it to remove the effect. Then we have the goo grenade. Increase the size of the goo wall created by the goo grenade from 2x4 to 2x6, so it's wider. In other words, getting hit by goo will now block evasive dash and grapple hook. Guardian turret. The cooldown regeneration on the Guardian turret now starts when the turret is destroyed, not when it is deployed. Thank you. This is a very good change. I've been wanting this for quite some time, especially in terminal attack, because it didn't feel really good, you know, destroying a turret and they could just place another one right after if they had it regenerated. So I think that is a good change. Added the ability for players to remotely destroy their Guardian turret, allowing them to trigger the cooldown if their turret is not nearby. This is done by equipping the specialization again and holding an interaction for a brief duration. Interesting. Motion sensor. Item rework. So the motion sensor no longer sends out impulses at regular intervals for detection. It works the same way as the glitch trap. If an enemy player stands within range and in line of sight to the device, the sensor will attach a tether to them. Smoke grenade. Increase ammo count from 2 to 3. Increased cooldown from 45 seconds to 50 seconds. Sonar grenade. Increased detection radius from 10 to 15 meters, so you have a wider area. Stun gun players are now unable to use specialization while the glitch status, I guess it is the stun status, is applied. Meaning they reverted that change they did a few patches ago. So if you're stunned, you cannot use your specializations. I think this is a very good change, to be honest. So yeah, that's the gadgets. We're moving over to the weapons. 93R, the burst pistol for the light class. Updated recoil pattern, making the weapon much easier to control and hopefully making headshots easier to achieve. Dev note: to increase the viability for the 93R, we made it considerably more precise, but lowered the DPS slightly to offset that. Our aim is to make the weapon more effective when using precise aim and going for headshots, and we'll continue to monitor its performance following these changes. Decrease the fire rate from 260 RPM to 210, decreased automatic recoil recovery duration from 0.72 to 0.7, making the weapon easier to control. Increase the damage fall of start distance from 15 meters to 23 meters, meaning the weapon will meaning the weapon will do max damage at longer ranges now, increase the damage fall off max distance from 22 meters to 35 meters, increasing the range before damage fall off is fully applied, and decrease the damage fall off multiplier at max range from 65% to 45%, meaning the weapon will do less damage at longer ranges now. Alright, so there's a lot of changes to the 93R. I have rarely seen people use the 93R in Season 2, so hopefully these changes make the weapon more viable. Then we have the CL40, which is the pump action grenade launcher for the medium class. Decreased damage from 110 to 93. Increased fire rate from 250 to 275. Decreased pump action duration from 0.7 to 0.65 seconds. Decreased self-damage multiplier from 1 to 0.75, reducing how much damage the grenades do to the player using them. So the damage is nerfed, but the fire rate is buffed. Alright, moving on. FAMAS. Decreased automatic recoil recovery duration from 1 second to 0.8 seconds, making the weapon easier to control. Decrease the delay before recoil recovery begins from 0.8 to 0.7, making the weapon easier to control. Increased damage from 23 to 24. So yeah, FAMAS got a buff. Easier to control and a slight damage buff. KS23 decreased pump action duration from 0.7 seconds to 0.575 seconds. Lewis gun further updated recoil pattern, making the weapon easier to control for the first few bullets in the sequence, but making the weapon recoil more the longer the trigger is held. Decreased damage from 25 to 22. So Lewis gun got nerfed. LH1 updated firing animation, which should make the weapon easier to use. Decreased fire rate from 300 to 280. Decreased bullet dispersion from crouching and standing still, making the weapon more precise. Increased player damage from 49 to 52. So the LH1 actually got another buff. Dev note, overall the effective damage of the LH1 should remain roughly the same, but it should now be easier to use, less nauseating, and more precise when standing still, as well as incentivizing headshots. The lower RPM should help make it feel distinct and make it easier to maintain targets in sight. Then we have the M60, the LMG for the heavy class. Updated recoil pattern, making the weapon recoil more during the first few bullets, making it easier to control for the rest of the sequence. Decreased damage from 22 to 19. So the longer you hold the trigger, the easier the recoil would be, but it also decreased the damage from 22 to 19. SH1 900, that is the automatic shotgun for the heavy class. Increased damage from 10 to 13 per pellet. Increased decreased fire rate from 100 to 80, increasing the size of pellet dispersion pattern, making the weapon less accurate at range. Dev note, we wanted for a while to make the SH1 more effective against heavies without making it oppressive for lights. With higher pellet dispersion, the SH1 is now optimized for very close range only, which has allowed us to buff the damage, hopefully making heavies easier to kill. This is a change we will be monitoring closely to measure its impact. Sledgehammer updated camera animation when sprinting, which should reduce motion sickness for some players. Then we have the throwing knives, which got an insane buff recently. They decreased the projectile speed for primary attacks from 15.5 milliseconds to 14.75. Decreased projectile air drag of primary attacks from 7.5 to 7, allowing the projectile to travel further. Increased projectile speed of secondary attack from 13.8 milliseconds to 18.5. Increased projectile air drag of secondary attack from 4 to 5.5, increasing the speed at which the projectile slows down. Dev note, our last balance changes to the throwing knives pushed them in the right direction, but ultimately felt too powerful. They did, changing the weapon's character too much. We have here dialed down the velocity of the regular projectiles so that leading your throws becomes a requirement again, but not to the same extent as before the last changes. Similarly, we sped up the secondary projectiles so they become a more long-range options with a focus on timing rather than leading. Interesting. The throwing knives have been just completely insane lately, so I think it's a good idea to at least try something different. I like that the secondary projectiles got a buff. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. All right, so for the last weapon change, it's the V9S. The pistol for the light glass increased damage from 36 to 37. Carriables, glitch barrel, decreased radius from 6 meters to 3.5, so the radius is now almost half. Goo barrel decreased the size of the goo wall created by the goo barrel from 2 times 6 to 2 times 4. Toxic gas barrel decreased radius from 5 to 3.5. Dev note: overall, we've seen a lower use of certain gadgets when they are overlapping items available in the arena. Aha, gotcha. Therefore, we are swapping some values around the arena items and gadgets to ensure the latter have a stronger effect, while still assuring players can adapt to different situations even when out of gadget charges. So basically they have nerfed the barrels in the game and buffed the gadgets. Interesting. And good, in my opinion. Game modes. Terminal attack. Players must now interact with the terminal in order to deliver the decryption key rather than throwing it into the terminal. Dev note: it was too easy for attacking teams to rush the terminal and throw in the key to start a decryption without needing to secure the objective first. I completely agree. I think this is a very good change. Increase the throw distance of the decryption key now that it cannot be thrown into the terminal, allowing for more passing of the key. Added warm-up zones to terminal attack, limiting where players can move to for the first 25 seconds of the match. This provides more time for the defending team to prepare. Also, good change. Carryable canisters now respawn at the start of each round in terminal attack, making sure each team gets access to the same amount each round. A specific combination of the team and objective spawn locations in terminal attack now occur in the same sequence in both halves of the match, making matches fairer. Meaning that when it's my turn to attack, if you have been the attacking team, but when it's my team's turn to attack, the terminals will be placed in the same sequence as it were for you guys, you know, making it more fair. Added unique names to all terminal locations in the arena. These are displayed when looking at the terminals and in the lobby screen. Cool. Added a player count notification when contestants are eliminated. Cool. Added icons to the arena and to the HUD to highlight eliminated teammates and their location. Nice. I saw that in the preview event. Added ranked terminal attack mode with a best of 13. In other words, first to 7 format, so the matches are longer. In terminal attack, if the match starts without full teams, the game will be automatically abandoned early and players will return to the queue. This is done to ensure games start in a good condition. Thank you. Meaning if we have leavers at the beginning of the match, or if people disconnect for some reason in the very beginning of the match will end. I think this is nice. I wonder how long that time is. Added a halftime reset of destruction to ranked terminal attack mode so that both teams have the same starting conditions as their opponents when defending or attacking. Nice. Alright, so that's it for terminal attack. Maps. Las Vegas, updated terminal attack spawn scenarios. Monaco, updated terminal attack spawn scenarios. Skyway Station added to the terminal attack map pool. Cool. Tweaked the power shift related spawn points inside the construction area so that players are better oriented toward the platform's path. And this Horizon updated terminal attack spawn scenarios. I'm wondering, are there new versions of Horizon as well? They didn't mention it here. Are we going to see more versions or more variations of Horizon? Content and bug fixes. Animation. Added inspect animation for carriables. Locked left arm gestures in third person when riding ziplines. Fixed an issue where bullets clipped with the mesh when reloading XP54. Fixed an issue where the first throw animation on gateway sometimes didn't play properly. Fixed an issue where your contestant was not centered during the tunnel run match intro. Oh, yeah, okay. So that was a bug. Fixed an issue where melee animations were sometimes not shown when exiting the emote camera. Dev note: this was a purely visual error. Melee timings were not affected by this bug. Audio. The audience have been reworked and will now be more responsive to various events in the arena and cheer for the contestants. Great! This is great, man. I like changes like this. Career rank. added 10 new career ranks for associated rewards. Cool. Fire propagation, added a distance limit to all fire sources to prevent fire from spreading infinitely. Gameplay made it possible to skip the elimination camera after a short while and go directly to spectating teammates. Game modes, added a dedicated spectator slot to private matches. That is nice. Updated available game modes. Terminal attack remains as a base mode. Added terminal attack ranked. Added terminal attack tutorial. Added world tour mode, and removed the single round cash out. So if you want to play the cash out mode, you need to play it in world tour as a tournament. Added more info to the game's summary screen. Team name, game modes. Disabled the deathmatch game show event as it was not working as intended. Has that ever worked? I don't think it has. I don't know. Maps. New map Kyoto. Available in quick cash, tournaments, banquet, power shift, and terminal attack game modes. I kind of want to try it in power shift, to be honest. Features shallow water that would slow the player's movement speed, making it risky to cross large open bodies of water. Suji, here we go again. Suji? Leave a comment. How do you say it? Is it Suji? Suji paper walls that allow bullets to pass through easily. That looks very cool. Good job on that. Settings. New volume slider in settings for changing the commentator dialogue volume separately from the in-world dialogue. Store. Enable single item purchases for bundles from previous seasons. Hey, that is good. Good on them, man. UI. Text chat added to the PC version. Player cards. Added background customization, added badges that display your rank in World Tour and ranked mode. Nice. Updated the end of round screen to include player cards and to highlight stats. Added a shortcut button to the player menu from the career screen. Added a cooldown for the event log when spamming pings and the voice lines. Nice. It's now possible to zoom in on pets in the battle pass and store screens. Temporarily disabled the re-rolling of daily contracts. Dev note, we currently have a very small pool of daily contracts and felt it was unfair for players to spend the VRs to re-roll a contract, only keep getting limited options in return. So yeah, that seems logical, you know? Weapons, added season 3 items, dual blade, recurve bow, spear, winch claw, thermal bore, updated several equipment HUD icons. All grenades, all mines, C4, breach charge, APS turrets, barricade, motion sensor, thermal vision, and riot shield. Added one more progression level with associated rewards for all weapons and gadgets. All item-based specializations also receive this. And they have fixed the emote animation exploit for the sword. Security updated the aimbot detection system. In-game reporting feedback will inform players who report unfair gameplay when appropriate actions have been taken. Nice. And that's it. Jeez. There's a lot of changes being made. A lot of good changes in my opinion. Super hyped to just finally jump in and play more. If you liked the video, remember to smack the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you get notified when I upload content. Let's go. Bye.